Hey guys, this is my quick thoughts video for episode 2 of the Baddies Midwest reunion. I will have the full detailed breakdown Friday or Saturday because I already know it's going to be like 40 minutes because y'all know a lot happened in this episode. But I'm going to also do a Baddies tea recap tomorrow or Thursday. So y'all will have a video in between the two. But this one will be short of just running through the major things. Now, I just want to start off by saying this was the craziest Baddies reunion yet, in my opinion. This reunion was very much given Now That's TV, Jocelyn's Cabaret vibes. A lot of people's shirts was off. Tasiki, Lex, Jayla. But I did take some screenshots, so we just going to go through it and I'll give my quick thoughts. Now, as far as the Diamond, Rolly, Natalie thing, I honestly feel like this was scripted and fake because by the end of the show, Natalie, Diamond, and Rolly all hugged it out. And Diamond and Rolly was sitting there joking and saying, like, they gonna pay for each other's procedures. But my whole thing is, Diamond, if this is scripted, you the main one who we see, like, leaving with serious injuries. Like, you got your real braid pulled out of your head, like, your real hair. You got your real tooth knocked out. Like, shit like that ain't happening to everybody else. So, I don't know what kind of scripted. It's like, it seems serious because you getting your braid ripped out. But then it seemed fake because y'all hugging right after. So they went the 2 rounds. Rolly did get those 2 rounds, in my opinion, but they were pretty mid. Diamond kept asking for that 3rd round. And when Rolly finally gave it to her, that's when she lost that braid. So, Diamond, you need to know when you're ahead. Now, I don't know why Bobby and Saucy kept trying to, like, get Diamond and Tasiki to fight each other. Diamond really told the truth and basically said, I'm never fighting her again. I already fought her, and I don't feel like nobody on Baddies needs to be fighting her. Like, Diamond is not scared of Tasiki, I wouldn't say, but she definitely don't want to feel them hands again, and she's very open about it. Now, why Tasiki was even asking Diamond, did she want to fight? I don't know. I feel like Tasiki was going through a lot of trauma. She did reveal on the Jason Lee interview and in a few other podcasts she's done that her long-term boyfriend of 12 years recently cheated on her, the same guy that she fought Jelly Bean over. So I do feel like there was a lot of trauma coming out that night, and she did admit that when she was fighting Dolly, she didn't even see Dolly. She saw him. So she was acting as if she was hitting the guy that just cheated on her, obviously taking all that trauma and anger out. So I feel like maybe that's why she was even willing to ask Diamond, do you want to fight again? Because why would y'all fight again? And I'm not going to lie. Rolly did clock Diamond when she basically said, how is Diamond on social media telling me to have compassion for Slim? You know, somebody I've been friends with, and they said all type of messed up stuff about me, and I said all type of messed up stuff about them. You can't talk on my personal relationship with somebody that I got trauma with and telling me to have compassion when you the same person who threw some eyelashes at the auditions and told a bunch of random girls to attack another random girl who you had zero connection to. You didn't know that girl from nowhere, so you shouldn't have had no hate in your heart towards that girl, yet you still got her jumped for no reason. But you talking about some have compassion. And that's why I said Diamond definitely be picking and choosing. She's not as innocent or as good of a person as she tried to make it seem. Diamond was asking Biggie, are they still cool? You know, after the whole situation they had at the Africa auditions. Like, Diamond really doesn't take any of this seriously. And then I was kind of wondering, like, why is Tinkerbella sitting on the corner of the couch like this? I felt like she should be properly seated, but I was guessing maybe she's sitting on the corner of the couch so she could be ready to run because she know they're going to start fighting. It seems like they immediately took Natalie backstage after her crash out and told her, Diamond's not going anywhere, so you might as well just, you know, fix it with her. That's what it looks like, and that's embarrassing for you when you're supposed to be the head of the show. When you say somebody's fired and somebody needs to be removed from the set, that should be happening. Even if you decided to bring Diamond back. At the moment that you said she needed to be removed from the set at that time, it should have happened. Then Rolly and Diamond just finished fighting, and Rolly going to chime into Natalie and Diamond argument and say, oh, but Diamond is right because how you wanted her to fight her best friend for honor. And again, that's true, but it's just like, girl, you just ripped her braid out. So Natalie was like, okay, so don't say I don't protect y'all no more because now I'm sticking up for y'all and y'all going against me, basically. Okay, y'all, I know I'm kind of going all over the place and not doing this right in order like I normally do, but don't worry, when I do the full-length review, it's going to be right in order of the episode, play-by-play. Okay, so when Summer, Ivory, and Dolly came out, they immediately all went and ran up on Scotty. Scotty kicked Summer twice. Them kicks are becoming lethal. And then they just all tried to get on Scotty. I don't really know what that was about. I don't feel like Scotty is somebody that needs to be jumped. But I guess it's fair since Scotty was jumping into, like, Anna's fights and other people's fights during the season. And even though I like Scotty and I don't really like those 3 newbies, I can say that it was good for this reunion for us to see that Natalie and Scotty are not fully protected by the security like people think. Diamond was able to get that hit on Natalie, whether it was fake or not. And then the girls were obviously able to get onto Scotty, even if it was short-lived. So when they got on Scotty, Jayla tried to jump in. Lex peeped that Jayla was trying to jump in. Lex wanted to get her ones with Jayla. Tasiki kind of had got Dolly's attention, so they was trying to square up in the corner, but it didn't happen at that moment. Anna and Lex was trying to get to each other. Like I said, it was so much going on this. But now we get to the moment we all have been waiting for. Dolly versus Tasiki. That first round, Dolly got mopped. Like, I don't know what the audience was talking about. She was keeping up, especially when you do put that on 0.5 speed. Straight face shots Tasiki was giving her. Dolly was missing most of her hits. And then she got knocked down to the ground. Like, she fell out. And the security had to catch her and pick her up so she could go again for round 2. So I don't know where the audience got she kept up when they know that she fell to the ground like that. And Saucy was saying to the audience, like, I saw the hit that Tasiki gave Dolly that made Dolly be like, oh shit, like she really hits hard. He said Dolly's whole facial expression changed. And then the second round, y'all talking about Dolly did better. The only thing that she did better in the second round was that she did not fall. Tasiki still had complete control of that round. Dolly grabbed Tasiki's face like this. Why are you swinging in a fight with somebody like Tasiki where you are touching her face, but it's like a slap or an open hand? You shouldn't be swinging on Tasiki and getting to be able to touch her face, and all you doing is giving her a little open hand, grab the face. No, it should have been a punch. You didn't even punch her. Like, she was hitting Tasiki's back. Tasiki was like catching her with elbows and kind of putting her behind her. Like, it was a mess. And side note, remember when Anna had said these girls was doing drugs at the reunion? I don't think she was lying. I definitely think the newbies, the 3 newbies that are already on stage at this point in the reunion, I think they were definitely doing something. Yeah, they just seemed like they were on something, in my opinion. Like I said, it was giving Jocelyn's Cabaret, but it was also some other people that was giving that who were acting in ways that I don't feel like they normally act. Like Jayla, you know, taking her shirt off and showing her titties to the camera and all of that. I don't think that was normal Jayla. Natalie tried to offer Tasiki her sweater. Tasiki paid Natalie absolutely no mind. Then Lex, you flying all the way over the couch and you didn't even get Anna. Like, she caught you mid-air. Girl, bye. Jayla choking Summer out was very hilarious for me. Now, at some point while this melee is going on, you can see Anna standing next to Rolly, and Rolly is yelling at Biggie, and she's saying, Biggie, why are you over there? Biggie was hiding behind Tinkerbella's pregnant ass, so she wouldn't get hit, using Tinkerbella as a shield and as a security guard. So Anna was yelling, telling Tasiki, Biggie just let Lex jump me. So Tasiki was like, when? And Anna was like, right now. Now, Tasiki was saying, they always putting me on people when you fight, basically saying, like, I was on Dolly while you was fighting, so I didn't see none of that. But okay, she just told you that Lex jumped her. So I just feel like at that moment, I wanted Tasiki to be like, oh, Lex, you jumped my friend, run that. Run that. Because Lex was getting on my nerves. So Tasiki should have just fought Lex. That's what Tasiki should have said. Run me that. Anyway, Lex tries to run up on Jayla from behind. Jayla turns around and catches her. And Lex basically immediately hit the floor. I guess she slipped. Bobby was making a lot of unnecessary commentary on the mic. Some of it was funny, but most of it wasn't. And I felt like he was also talking at the wrong times, like while Santana, Janisha, and the actual cast members were trying to talk. I feel like he's good for the auditions because he's usually backstage talking to the, you know, contestants backstage, not one of the judges on the main stage. And I feel like they could benefit from having that backstage as well. Like I feel like they could have the girls that are backstage watching what's going on stage. They could be showing us that, and they could have Bobby talking to them and like getting how they feel, them getting amped up backstage. So now Tasiki starts crashing out. Biggie's following her backstage. They all through the parking lot and everything else. Tasiki said, this is going to be our highest ratings. And she turned to the Zeus camera. And then you could hear Biggie say, oh, they gave her 40K, bitch. So it seemed like they was low-key kind of mad that allegedly, this is just the pieces I'm putting together, Dolly got paid 40K for the reunion and to fight Tasiki. And I've heard Tasiki say like, oh, I'm tired of fighting for 50K and stuff like that. So that's what I think she meant when she was like, y'all still treat the biggest eater like I feel like she feel like I need to be getting paid more.
Fuck with me. I gotta turn this bitch up. Y'all still treat the biggest eater like shit. That's the best fucking part of the show. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Ain't no motherfucking duo but me, Armna, and Biggie. Show my face. First murder this bitch. Sorry, man. Fuck out of here, right? Take this shit off me. Take these fucking shoes off me, yo. Can't nobody fuck with me. I'm a fucking demon. You fucking hear me? I'm a fucking get out my bitch. Stop playing with me. Stop fucking playing with me. You better be. You fucking better be. Please take these fucking shoes. Give me some fucking food.
The Tiki Crash Out was very intense. It was definitely giving me Krishan. You know, her hitting the TV, saying she's a demon. It was a lot. But like I said, I think she was going through a lot because of her man cheating on her, and she was just angry about a lot of things at once. Now, Summer did kind of drop Scotty, but overall, I was proud of Scotty tonight. She got in the paint. Even when Lex called Scotty out for a fight, she stood up and she was like, it's whatever. Like, I do feel like she kind of knew that she probably wasn't going to get beat up by Lex because Lemmy wasn't going to let it go that far, even though he kind of let them jump you. But like I said, the jump didn't really last. You know, it was barely a jump that was had. But she was in there and she was ready. She wasn't ducking no fades. Dolly's talking to the audience, talking about, I still got my teeth, this, that, and the third. And like they've been saying in the comments, yeah, you still got all your teeth and you almost went to sleep. Janisha was loving to see Scotty fight. She wanted Scotty to get tore so bad. She kept talking about, yeah, some are getting out there, some are getting out there. Like, Scotty should have just popped on Janisha or vice versa. It's about time. When y'all gonna fight? Anna and Summer was also a mid-fight, but I do feel like Anna did better this time. I feel like she did her ones. She did much better than she did last time because when they fought in Hawaii, Anna lost. I think that's because she had all that big hair on her head and Summer was just grabbing that hair and Anna couldn't even see or have no control. She had her straight backs tonight, her braids, so I think she was able to do her big one a little bit. So Anna goes outside. She's crying to Tiki, saying, you know, Biggie let her get jumped. Now, a lot of people have been saying that they didn't see Anna get jumped. I feel like we might just be overlooking it because so much was going on. Or it could have just been not really caught on the camera because the camera was, you know, moving for so many different angles. But Rolly did say to Biggie, what are you doing over there? So I do feel like there was something happening to Anna that Rolly clearly felt like Anna needed her friend to be there and Biggie wasn't. But Biggie was basically yelling, saying, I'm not a fighter. You want me to be like you, blah, 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 blah. Biggie needs to be off Baddies, like I've been saying. She's not good for this show, and she should have been gone since West. She came back on East as a replacement because they clearly didn't feel like she was really fit for the show. So why is she back now on Baddie timeout? Just let Biggie go. So Saucy asked the audience, do they feel like Dolly and Tiki went toe-to-toe? The audience was saying, yeah, y'all see Santana face. But of course, Dolly was hype about it. She was like, yeah, let that pussy ass hoe know, this, that, and the third. But Santana was looking like he know Dolly lost. And he said he betted on Dolly, but he know she lost. Now, here go Dolly talking about, oh, Tiki shouldn't have even been wanting to fight me. I'm not even in her weight class. She should have been trying to fight Ivory or one of them big B's. She thought she was going to get off with an itty-bitty B. Dolly, you're not itty-bitty. And Tiki is not out of your weight class. You wanted to fight Anna. That's how this all started. Anna's out of your weight class. I be going to ask Summer what was up with your braids all season. They was crusty and dusty, but they fresh today, so that's good. Summer said, yeah, because they gave the wrong B some money. They bring Jaden out. They start asking Jaden about her beef with Krishan. Krishan is not here. Next. We don't care about the Blueface Krishan Jaden drama. Like I told y'all, Diamond leaves. It's all this weird shit. She's hugging Natalie. She's hugging Rolly. Natalie's talking about you are coming to Africa. Very weird, very fake. Like I said, at this point, I think this whole fight between Natalie, Diamond, and Rolly was something they planned for this reunion. Maybe Diamond's braid getting ripped out wasn't part of the plan, but I think everything else was. And they bring out the real big three, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Jazz. Ivory and Pretty P are my favorite newbies from the season. So since Jazz is aligned with them, this is my real big three. Ivory and Lex immediately square up. That first round, Ivory rushed Lex and she definitely used her weight, but she did get on top of Lex and I feel like she got that first round. Then Pretty P runs up on Summer, slams Summer into the TV. Now here goes Dolly, the self-proclaimed new eater, which is a lie. Ivory's telling her, oh, Dolly, you talk so much, let's go. And here go Dolly talking about, oh, my hand effed up. So now your hand effed up again? Your hand is always selectively effed up. It's effed up to fight. It's too effed up to fight certain people, but not effed up enough for you to not fight other people. Like all season, you was ducking Tiki, but fighting Paula. Now you fighting Tiki, but ducking Ivory. Talking about, I just bust my hand on Tiki. Bust your hand doing what? Missing hits? And Scotty was like, oh, now she thinks she the big dog because she fought Tiki. Like, exactly. But I don't know what happened with Ivory. I guess her and Lex did go another round. I think Lex must have got that second round because Ivory mouth is bleeding now, child. So, yeah, they went toe-to-toe per usual. I think Ivory got one round and I think Lex got one round. And I love that even though Jaden really is not a big fighter, she was definitely watching to make sure that Summer was not jumping in because Summer was about to jump in on this Ivory and Lex fight. And Jaden was like, no. And she kept running up. Her and Pretty P. They both kept running up on Summer like, girl, you're not going to jump. And so was Scotty and Anna. So all four of those girls had Ivory's back and was saying like, Summer is not going to keep jumping. And then Ivory got Summer back. You see right here, she was uppercutting the shit out of Summer. So she definitely got her ones with Summer and whooped that ass. And then she also ran up and snuck Dolly. So Big Ivory, in my opinion, came through and did what needed to be done on the little three. And I said what I said. Jaden funny as hell talking about some on God in heaven on schoolyard crib. We not jumping. Girl, please. But yeah, so this episode ended with Ivory running up on Dolly and sneaking her. So I will see y'all on Wednesday or Thursday for our Baddies Africa Tea recap number 7. And then I will see y'all Friday or Saturday for our long version of this full-length review. And these quick thoughts are pretty long. I think it's going to end up being about 15 to 20 minutes. So like I said, I do think the full-length review is going to be at least 40 minutes. So just get ready for that, and y'all will have that this weekend. And then we have episode 3 of the reunion on Sunday. And I will see y'all then. All right. So if you're watching me on TikTok, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. And if you're watching me on YouTube, make sure you follow me on TikTok. See y'all later. Bye.